They're going to destroy the forest.
We have to do something. Let our powers combine. Earth, fire, tide! With your powers combined, I am Captain Planet! Go Planet!
And so we're just here at what's this place called? Farmer's Organic Choice? Yeah, Farmer's Choice Organics in Murwillumbah. And so this is the finger lime tree. It's got thorns on it, and so you want to watch out that it doesn't pierce its own fruit if it's in a really windy spot. So you might, like as the guy was just explaining to me about how to position it really well, and he also said be careful of the graft joint, you know, because it can die within 24 hours if that gets knocked around. And so there's a look at the little thorns on there. There's no fruits on it as of yet, but here's the picture. So they've got little balls in there that like explode and when you crush them in your mouth. And they're really nice. And so I'm just going to read out some stuff on this. I've actually got a printout as well that I'll read out when I'm planting it. But here's something on it from these guys. So they can get around 5 to 6 meters. And the fruits get up to about 12 centimeters in various colors. They bear fruit in 3 years and produce a good crop within 4 to 5 years. And so you saw the picture, here's some more pictures. There's some fruits growing on one.
Okay, did you want to blend the
finger limes have moderate water needs and even less in the cooler months.
Yep, okay, so blended. 500 ml blend.
Yeah, trees respond to regular pruning, they've also got on here. Some people might not know that, but yeah, they like to feel alive, I guess. So, and feel the interaction. They might think that an animal is taking their fruit and that's good for them and spreading their seeds and stuff. So I also found the best rock dust that I've found so far. I haven't looked far and wide yet, but this I don't know if you can see anything on there. So this is finally sort of a broad spectrum of trace elements, and that's what I've been looking for. And here's a good little packet. I'm going to throw this in with this whole bag. I'm going to split it into 3. Put some with the finger lime tree, some with the kaffir lime tree, and some with a kumquat tree. So it's got calcium 11%, iron almost 5%, potassium 2.4, magnesium 1.7, phosphorus 2%, and I read that the finger lime doesn't need a lot of phosphorus, but remember they are a native, so have low phosphorus requirements. So this also has carbon, manganese, zinc, copper, cobalt, boron, molybdenum. Anyway, so it says here, you know, do about 1 to 2 kilograms when you're planting a fruit tree. So I'm just going to split it into 3 because I don't have a lot of money. So thanks, Toby. Some of this will go with your finger lime tree here as well. And Melly Blue Star will get some of this put in with her kaffir lime. and also Desiree Shaku's kumquat. Look, there's some Bindon's pilosa, or cobbler's peg. If you don't know about cobbler's peg, you can eat those leaves, not the little pegs, and those pegs will stick to you, and I've got a video on that. It's quite a medicinal plant, as it turns out, not just a weed, and so you can look at my video on cobbler's peg. But right now we're about to go into this organic farming place here. We're in Murwillumbah. Murwillumbah is about 30 minutes from the coastline, and we're going to Farmer's Choice Organics. So here we are, and there's Mount Warning with those funny looking peaks. The highest peak there's Mount Warning behind this front mountain. And we're on the way to the place I call the wood chip spot. It's on the way to Yukai, North New South Wales, Australia. And this is just after Murwillumbah. There's the turn off to Tyalgum. And we're heading into the valley there. And that's where the wood chip spot is. And that's where I'm planting quite a few trees. Alright folks, so here we are at the wood chip spot, as I'll call it from now on. It's on the left side of the road if you're coming in towards Tweed Heads from Yukai. U-K-I is how you spell Yukai. Now I chose this spot, like you saw in the other video, Tina Farber and Iona Voice Guerrilla Grows. And there's a wood chip pile and why I'm calling it the wood chip spot. And yeah, as you saw in the other videos, there's people planting native trees all along here. So I thought it's a good spot to whack in some food trees. So we have the kumquat. Now go to Your Natural Paradise page if you don't know about this little guy. This is my favourite citrus. And that's in consciouszine.com, Your Natural Paradise page. And here's the Kaffir lime tree. Probably my second or third favourite citrus. These three are my favourite citrus trees, and they're all about the same. Because this one you can eat the leaves, and the oil is really good for you. And I'm going to read that out in Melly Blue Star's video. And that one is, the kumquat is being planted for Desiree Shaku, or Desiree as some people might know her on Facebook. And this one is a finger lime. Have a look at its little thorns. It's got little thorns. Now that's why you want to keep it out of the wind, because it can poke its own fruits if you put it in too windy a spot, and it can poke the fruits open and you want to eat them, so you don't want that to happen. So that's a nice looking one. That was $30 from this place in Murwillumbah. So that produces finger limes. If you don't know it yet, again, go to Your Natural Paradise page, and that's kind of what they look like there. They're finger limes, and they have little balls in them that explode. And I planted a rainbow chili tree for Tina Farber. You see the different colour rainbow chilies on there in different growth stages. I actually got a 40 chili harvest from that, and they're still all left on there. I also planted Tina some squash, which looks like it's going good without any water or any care from me at all. So that's just been stuck in this ground, and this ground's really nice. It's quite moist. And funny thing is, here's Bindon's pilosa growing. It grows everywhere. It's a wild one, a wild weed, and it doesn't have any of its cobbler's pegs on there. But in my other video called Cobbler's Peg, Bindon Pilosa, this is another toothache plant. You can chew the leaves and the flowers for toothache, for helping with a toothache. And here I planted a black sapote for Iona Voice. This is actually a black persimmon. So I haven't given any of these plants any water yet. We're going to water them today, and I'm going to show you the stream down there. So this is another reason I chose this spot, because free water. So why not? And in summer I'll be able to go for a quick little swim, because this is nice and far upriver. I wouldn't expect too many bull sharks or anything in here. And we're just under Mount Warning. Mount Warning is actually over there. You can't see the peak from here. It's behind those trees. But yeah, nice little spot. So I'm going to plant these. So this is for Alana's video. And yeah, so I'm going to plant these guys and do these other people's videos as well. So check those videos out for information on each specific plant. The K for Lime, Melly Blue Star, the Kumquat for Desiree, and for Toby Hall, the Finger Lime. And the Black Sapote was for Iona, and then the chili, Rainbow Chilies over there were for Tina Faber. And I have a video on that Cobbler's Peg there. So I've just started digging one hole for one of these citrus trees. I'm going to plant the finger lime here, and I wanted to show you all the life in this soil and why I'm actually planting 3 people's trees here. Toby's going to get the finger lime, Desiree's getting the kumquat. Well, these plants are courtesy of these people, so thank you guys. And the K for Lime is courtesy of Melly Blue Star. Now eventually I will put signs up here, laminated signs with some info on each plant and stuff too, for everybody. I was thinking of taking off the tags for a while until the plants are larger, just in case anyone decides to nick them and steal them. I'm going to take the kumquat fruit off that kumquat tree so you can't tell what it is, and so people hopefully leave them here until they grow larger and then they can't really steal them. So that's my plan. And look, this has nice worm. Look at that, that's just fresh out of the soil there. We'll put him back in a minute. And I also saw some larvae. Where did that go? There was some insect larvae in here. Where did he go? There. See, we've got, I don't know what that is. Little grub. But life, and life is good. And this soil is really naturally nice. It's got a tiny bit of clay, and it's moist. It hasn't rained here for days, so I'm pretty happy planting all these trees here. And there's a show of what good soil is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix wood chips in those holes. So I'm going to keep digging that hole. I'm going to mix wood chips in there. Now I'm going to do this because it's going to help these young little plant starts here to have some wetness around them. Some moisture will be soaked up and held onto by these wood chips. So there's a nice wood chip pile over there, free wood chips, so I thought I may as well do it. And it will retain more moisture in the soil while they're young. And wood chips after about 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years will break down into more of this nice soil. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the technique I'm going to do for all 3, the K for Lime, kumquat and finger lime trees. I'm going to put some wood chips here in the hole with this lovely free fresh dirt here, and just to help retain some moisture. So that's about how deep I'll have it. I don't know, it's 6 to 12 inches deep. It's about 12, a little bit over 12 inches deep. And you just want to make sure it's like twice as wide as the containers that the trees come in. Alright, I've planted 3 citrus trees. So Toby, here's yours. And so what I done was I put some wood chips with the soil in the hole. As you can see, I've also put wood chips on top, but then in between I also put the wide spectrum mineral rock dust, and I'm going to give each one that much water. So I'm going to go down to the stream and give the other trees that much as well. But I just done it to the kumquat, and you can see its little moat has filled with water. So that's why I've dug a little moat there along the other trees as well, I've put a little moat there so that it picks up the water, because this is on a slight, I don't know, about 25 degrees slant, and so the water will run down here and stay in its moat, and its little roots will come and suck up the water there. So just for a little bit of help. And I also done that, so here's the rock dust that I'm getting. It's the one that I read to you guys before. So we're going to go down to the river there, and we're going to fill up this water bottle about 4 times and come back. So there you go, that's them dug in and the techniques I've used this time. I would also recommend using some of that kelp meal and the other stuff they had at that shop, the organic shop there. Stuff like kelp meal, wide spectrum rock dust like I did use, and wood chips in the holes I think is a good idea sometimes with seedlings, because I mean the wood chips will break down anyway eventually, and just while they're younger it'll keep a little bit more water in the soil, because they're like little sponges, these bits of wood. And so I'm going to take you down to the river. It's really nice down there, it's quite shallow and looks real good for a swim. And growing up I've always loved coming down to the river. Not especially to fish or anything, but just to swim. And look up there, that looks so nice. You can swim over to little islands by the look of it. There's a little tree on its own little island over there. And it looks quite shallow. Don't know if you can see. It looks quite shallow there. So it looks nice for a swim. And I hope you guys feed many people with these plants. I hope I'm not the only one to take the food off them. And this was another $30 Bandit Guerrilla Grow. Benjamin Cowenberg from consciousazine.com. Check the Your Natural Paradise page, guys. Lots of info on lots of food plants. Adios! So, just to conclude the finger lime Toby Hall video here, the climate requirements, actually let's start here. Commercial use of finger lime fruit started in mid-1990s. In boutique marmalades made from wild harvested fruit. By 2000 the finger lime was being sold in restaurants, including the export of fresh fruit. Climate requirements. At present, most commercial plantings of finger limes are confined to northern New South Wales and southern Queensland, and with a few plantings dotted along the coast as far south as Sydney. Trees can probably tolerate a wide range of climate conditions, including light frosts, but ideally sites should be frost-free and trees protected from prevailing hot or cold winds. Commercial finger lime orchards do well planted in full sun. Some earlier plantings, however, incorporated protection from full sun by interplanting with taller native trees or covering trees with shade cloth to mimic the natural habitat of the plant. So, you know, coming up in the forest sort of environment, a little bit shaded. But, as we saw, the finger lime tree I bought was very healthy. And also that guy said, try keep them out of the midday sun. So that goes back to what I just read out to you as well. And what guy? Well, the guy at that organic shop is who I was referring to. When I was there earlier in this video reading off their succinct prologue of this plant. Varieties and rootstocks. Over the past 20 years, growers and nurserymen have selected a range of finger lime plants with different characteristics, directly from the bush or from seedling populations. These selections have then been used as the mother plants for vegetatively propagating identical new plants. All commercial citrus trees in Australia are propagated vegetatively using budwood, which ensures the new trees are identical to the original mother plant, citrus. Trees grown from seed are not used because they are not always true to type, are slower growing and can take many years to bear fruit. All commercial citrus trees are grown on specially selected citrus rootstocks and have different characteristics, including tolerance to a range of soil, disease, pests and climatic conditions. Now the one I bought for you, Toby, thanks to you, is also grafted. I'm not sure what the rootstock was. I didn't ask the guy. Okay. Orchard design, tree and crop management. All citrus trees prefer well-drained soils, so if anyone who doesn't know, they can suffer from root rot, so if there's too much standing water around. With a pH of between 5 and 6.5 in areas with high rainfall or on heavier soils, trees should be budded onto C. trifoliate rootstock and tree rows mounded to help improve drainage during wet weather. Trees should not be planted on soils that are not free draining, particularly in prolonged wet weather. Now where I did plant it was good, I think, because it was on a slant, so it's well drained. So I think it's fine that I didn't mound the citrus trees and the lime tree, finger lime tree I got for you, Toby. It is important to establish windbreaks prior to planting to protect these trees from prevailing winds, as the fruits are very susceptible to wind rub and skin damage. Because finger limes are naturally very thorny, remember I showed you the thorns and I spoke on this earlier, the fruits are essentially damaged by the thorns. If it's too windy, you can imagine the thorn poking through the fruits before it's ripe and ruining or spoiling the fruit. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed that, and thanks a lot, Toby. I've now got a nice finger lime tree, and you guys are looking at the view from where I'm currently sitting at university, tucked away up here near the lecture theatres. So thanks a lot, Toby, and this has been another $30 bandit. Yes, I'm a bandit and a homeless outlaw. $30 you can get me to also plant you a perennial, or maybe even some biennials or annuals. So thanks again for watching, and this is Benjamin Cowberg from ConsciousZine.com, or the $30 Bandit.
Anybody else want to go green?